All right. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Heather Wiskus. I'm coming to you live from our pilot shop at Get Me Some Green in Matthews-Mint Hill, North Carolina. And I'm very, very excited today to bring to you one of our vendors, Tribe Tokes. We've got Greg Pilla coming to share with us a little bit about their story. Hi, Greg. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Did I say your last name right?
No, but that's okay.
Help me.
Pilla is the Italian version. Pila is more like Spanish, but Pilla is
Thank
how
you. No, hey, my last name is Wiskus. You can only imagine the things that I get. Apparently I own a cat food company and a whiskey company. For those of you that do own cat food and whiskey companies, please email me samples to 3555-1 Matthews-Mint Hill Road. But without further ado, I want to hear more about Tribe Tokes. We've been carrying your vape cartridges, which I have a sample of here, for about a year now. And I really want to know more about what brought you guys into the CBD industry. And I noticed you guys have expanded. I've got a couple of your products here. We've got gummies and a lot of skincare, which is a lot different than some of the other CBD companies out there. So share your story with us, please.
Yeah. And thank you so much for having me. And I think what you're doing is amazing, highlighting like really awesome brands and just educating people. And people are excited right now to like hear about cool products. So yeah, I guess the quick story for us is a couple of things came together for us over the last several years. On the vape side of things, we spend a lot of time in California. We own some farms. We were involved in some extraction businesses, and we just pretty early on figured out that vapes were very hard to make in a healthy way. And we put together a team that was able to do it with no cutting agents, no fillers, just really like a natural, all natural, straight from the plant CBD vape with really great terpenes. And what a lot of companies struggle with is the vapes will crystallize, so it looks really weird, or it turns a weird color, or it just doesn't smoke well. And so most people use fillers and different oils to smoke the vape, but it's not really the healthiest form of smoking. So we just figured that out like pretty early on, and we got out of the farming business and said, hey, we want a national brand and we want to do something really healthy. And so we got into the CBD vaping business, and kind of at the same time, my wife, and who's the CEO, and our partner Kim B, really wanted to launch a skincare and beauty business, and we had kind of a team already in place for that as well. And so all of these things really came together nicely, and that business grew out of one of our partner's daughters originally had a lot of skin issues growing up when she was really young. And so we started making the early versions of these products pre-business. It was just to treat a lot of her stuff. And so the beauty and the skincare line over the years evolved out of that original kind of development process, where we couldn't use any chemicals or preservatives, or we had to have like the healthiest ingredients in the products. And over the years it got more and more advanced on how we make the products, but we stuck to that original like philosophy of just the ultra healthy kind of starting point. And so then, we got really sophisticated in skincare. And then, I guess the third part of the story is my uncle is like a world-renowned nutritional doctor, one of the best in the world. His most famous Eat to Live. And so we try to really incorporate, some of his philosophy.
Is that where this comes from?
We
okay. I have to tell you,
yes,
I try a lot of gummies, like owning a CBD store. And just so everyone that's watching knows, we are not affiliated with any brand. We don't make our own products. We really rely on really good quality products that come out there from the world. So when we find companies like Tribe Tokes, we do a lot of research before we bring these companies in. And so I get a chance to try a lot of products. People send me stuff from all over the world. These are some of the best gummies I've ever had. They're just, the consistency is good. The flavoring is good. The aftertaste is good. I I'm really impressed by these. And I say that, which is why I brought them in, because I'm really, being in the health community and being in the wellness field, I think it's really important for us all to share a story, because we all got here for a reason. There's a handful of people that got into this industry following a dollar sign, but the rest of us have been in this industry for a really long time, and we finally got a chance to launch what we know when things changed in the world. For me, I've got a son on spectrum, I've got kids that need help, and gummies was a huge thing, because when you are dealing with a child on spectrum, they can't have carrageenan in, they can't have sugars, or getting an oil into them, even though we know CBD oil and marijuana oil and all these things help all these different ailments for these kids. You try getting a tincture in a child's mouth that is violent or has anger issues or just dietary issues or anything like that, it's almost impossible. So for a long time at Give Me Some Green, we opted to not carry gummies at all, because they were laden with sugar. The ingredients were ridiculous. They were using dyes and caseins that these kids just can't have. And the people that really needed them at that time were children. So I was really excited when I got yours and was able to sample them. This is right along why we decided to carry gummies. We only carry very specific lines of gummies, even though we get lots of them. Only a few pass our tests, and I'm really happy to say that yours did, and they're amazing. So
thank you. Yeah,
great work.
The gummies are another category in the CBD world that are very challenging for manufacturers. Like, it's not hard to make a tincture, right? So you could, you could get really good tinctures, but it's not hard to make one. A gummy, it was one of those products that actually took us a very long time to make. We spent over a year like working on it. And it's similar to what you said, because what the consumer wants from a gummy, we did a lot of testing, is they want, number one, to taste good. And you very often get a CBD aftertaste in gummies. And it's kind of hard to make it so that you don't really get that. So we eventually figured that out. And, we didn't want to put out a gummy that had, like candy style ingredients, right? Because we're supposed to be like promoting health and wellness. And the biggest thing for me is definitely no high fructose corn syrup. That's like, what I'm personally very much against, but also all the other stuff like artificial dyes. We use turmeric and carrot and a bunch of other things and fruits to color gummies, and very low sugar, and just, and real fruit, right? And so
imagine that. Real fruit, guys. Yeah. Imagine.
So it took a while, but we got those gummy bears down, and they only launched a couple months ago, but they've been a really good success so far.
Yeah, they're really new, because we've been, like I said, we've been following you for a while, and I'm like, ooh, new ones. I mean, they're really incredible. So I'm really excited. And I want to touch a little bit about what we said in the beginning about vape pens. So when we first started, I was totally against vape pens, because I had friends that got popcorn lung and suffered greatly from the consequences of poorly made, poorly designed vapes coming from overseas, coming from locally. So your vapes were introduced to me by another friend in the industry, and she goes, here, she handed me one. She goes, you got to try this. I'm like, it's just another vape company. She goes, no, this one's different. Try it. So she gave me two. She gave me one to try and one to send out for testing. When your tests came back, I was blown away about how clean these were. And I was really honored to buy some. I actually got stock off of her, because she had bought hundreds from you at one point. So I'm just like, let me buy some of your stock off you, because I want these in my store today. And they're just incredible. It's a full vape. This right here I'm holding is one of the disposable pens, but they also have cartridges too, which we just brought in a ton of your cartridges, all different flavors. But one thing I want to point out, which is really cool about what you guys do, and I don't know if it's on this box or my other box. Danny, would you grab me one of the other vape pen boxes? You guys list everything in there, CBG, CBN, THC, like everything's listed so people can really see what they're getting. It just doesn't say CBD 100 milligrams. It gives us everything.
That's a good point. Yeah, we found people really like that. It's kind of like a summary of the lab test. And so they can see, okay, here's the exact, well, we also mimicked it on dispensaries, we wanted to really be dispensary medical grade for our products. So, you know, in a convenience store or whatever, they're not going to like list a lab test on a product, but at a
Right.
dispensary, you know, people want to know what's the percentage of CBD or THC or in the product, and what am I getting, and are there other things in it? And at least that should be in dispensary products, right?
Yeah, they should be listing it. And so that's what sets you apart. We actually stopped carrying vapes for a really long time because of the ill quality of them and how they've been made. So now we carry 2 brands, yours and one other, and that's it, because they're the only ones that have tested clean
Right.
in the CBD world.
And
So,
vape, you know, if you'll let me rant on it for a second,
please.
because vapes are like my you know, passion in many ways, but there's a lot of things that are important about vapes. One is, you know, even before the actual vape you're smoking, the actual cartridge that the vape is held in is extremely important. And so what's going on globally is 95% of the global market is using a cartridge that comes from a company called C-Cell. And, you know, that's just like what it is, what's happening. And, you know, they've gotten their act together a bit.
Put this up here so people can see it. This
Right.
is what I'm talking about, guys. Do you see that? That's pretty much their COAs right on the side of the cartridge. So, and we're talking about the cartridge construction right now. So I'm going to go ahead and open
We're
this up
talking about
because
the
I want you
cartridge.
guys to see it.
So there's a bunch of companies that do it, right? But basically, we partner with a company out of Massachusetts that are really smart engineers, and we built basically a more advanced cartridge that has stainless steel components. It doesn't have heavy metals, and so the problem with a lot of cartridges is they actually leak heavy metals into your oil, because maybe they're built with like a chromium or, you know, one of these heavy metals instead of steel. So even if you have great oil, sometimes the problem that people are finding in dispensaries, actually, the state comes in, they test the cartridge, and they're like, oh, your heavy metal levels are too high, and they'll pull cartridges off the shelves of dispensaries, which happened a lot in Massachusetts. So the moral of the story is, most people aren't thinking about the actual cartridge itself, but it's important because it could leak heavy metals. It could contribute to like more of a dangerous smoking situation when you want a healthy cartridge. So that's one part. Another part is actually, it's getting super technical. When you smoke the vape, a lot of the cartridges aren't designed great, so the vape will go through the battery. So you kind of are like smoking kind of around a battery, where it's better if the air just comes like straight from the oil to your mouth, you know, so that way you're not getting any battery components. So that's just like a technical, you know, geeking out on hardware. But then the actual oil, the simple version is like we're talking about, right? Like people, the healthy way to do anything is a clean, just only plant only product straight from the plant. And so the biggest, I think, misconception out there that people are starting to get educated on is that MCT oil or coconut oil, it's good to like ingest with a tincture or to eat on your food, but some people argue that it's bad to inhale. And, you know, you'll find it in a lot of vapes out there. And so it's not terrible, but we're ultra conservative, and we say, okay, no MCT oil, you know, no filler whatsoever in addition to the CBD. And so that is what really makes the product like really clean and healthy. And then on the like healthy benefits side, you know, we try to pack as many of the cannabinoids in there as possible, like of course CBD, but also, you know, you'll see on the package we have 10% CBG.
Yeah, CBG, and you list your THC content. I mean, this is really, and there's the pesticide and the heavy metal tests right there, you know, and this is really important. With some of our products, we've actually brought them back and said, you don't have a heavy metal test, we're done, like pesticide test. And that kind of brings me to the next product line, which I feel is your strongest product line, is the beauty care line. I don't think people understand the benefits of CBD and skincare. So just from my background and sharing wellness with people, I've always told them, if it touches your skin is your largest organ that you have in your body. It's bigger than anything else. So anything you put on your skin within 30 seconds is absorbed into your body's biological bloodstream, and it will get in your system. So when you're using something on your face, something on your hands, something on your butt because you got a muscle pain, all of that's getting into your system far faster than you think it is. So making sure you don't have heavy metals in your skincare products is and pesticides is enormous. So I've had several companies come in, they're like, well, we don't test for that. We only test for CBD. This is your skin. Like, would you lick a battery? You wouldn't want to put it on your skin either. So knowing how you guys do things, I've looked at some of the ingredients on this. Your skincare is incredible. I mean,
Thank you.
The smell of this toner is.
Oh, do we freeze? Let me see if we'll unfreeze here in a second. Is that me or her? Uh-oh. My screen froze. Did they actually leave and come back into the meeting? Or no, because she's recording it. It's possible. Should I switch to my iPhone?
Sure.
Okay, it's on my iPhone. I'm the host now. Okay, we're still recording, but I think Heather went out and then she's going to come back in. Let's see, is it still recording? It is still recording. Okay.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
North Carolina is experiencing a little bit of a storm, so we lost our internet for a second. So luckily we're still recording, didn't lose very much, so we're good to go. So what I was saying about skincare is it's really important to know what you're putting on your body. And I love the fact that your company has a story. So the best manufacturers are ones that are resolving a problem they had themselves and then are sharing that with other people. So talk to me more about your journey with skincare.
Yeah, and I think you hit, a lot of it on the head, but I'll just maybe expand on it. First of all, people want to know why CBD and skincare, and you said, it gets into your body, number one. And when people, if you talk to a dermatologist or whoever, almost nearly every skin issue has to do with inflammation. And so CBD essentially combats inflammation. So that's like the easy answer on like why to put CBD in skincare or beauty products.
And it's antimicrobial and it's antifungal. So, you know, you talk about acne. What are we talking about? We're talking about fungus and microbes. So if CBD is killing that, you got good skin.
So that is part one. And then the other part, which is just as important, is what we wanted to avoid, and this goes with new products we launch as well. We don't want to just like throw CBD into a product to throw CBD into a product. The CBD is great, but it has to go with formulation that is also like just has amazing ingredients. So like an easy example of that for when your line here is the superfood face mask.
All right, where is that one? That one's here.
There you go. And so we have a lot of the ingredients listed right there, and we just pack the products with these superfood ingredients that have antioxidants and that have all sorts of things that are just amazing for your skin. This is probably my favorite product. I use it almost every day and night before bed. And you know, we have the CoQ10. We have.
Are these all the ingredients right here? Is this it?
Those are not all the ingredients.
That's all the ingredients in there?
Those are the key ingredients. But if you go on our website, we break down each ingredient and what it does for your skin. But there's not like secret chemical ingredients that aren't listed. The other ones are other like essential oils, and you know, everything's plant-based.
Look at that color. I mean, that is this beautiful charcoaly gray and green. It's very, like when you look at this, you can tell this is not laden with chemicals. I always get a little leery when I see things that are not natural colors. I'm like,
and a lot of what's a hot topic right now, Heather, is because of the face masks we're wearing for COVID, people are getting what's called maskne, or like some acne around their, you know, this area. And so the white clay in this product and some other ingredients in the rose toner are really good for that. And people are getting like amazing results for kind of their just redness and their acne, and, you know, some of their just general skin moisturizing issues. So
we see that a lot. We work a lot with the hospitals locally, and a lot of the nurses and staff come in and they're just completely broken out, and they're coming in for sleep and pain. And I'm like, you know, we've got some other products for skin that could really help what's happening with you. Right. So of these things, because you've got such a great array of products, from collagen to eye boosters to pain relief, what order would you recommend? Because I know a lot of people, they ask, they're like, Heather, which ones should I use?
Yeah,
and what regimen do you recommend with all of
I usually like to talk to people about like how when I get out of the shower, you know, so they can relate to it. So you take the shower in the morning, and then what I would do after that is I would get the rose toner and I would spray a couple of sprays onto a cotton swab, their cotton pad, and And the rose toner, it has a lot of really great antioxidants, but it's also really cleansing. So it'll kind of cleanse your face.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then, you know, the next thing I would do after that is, if they have time, go to, you know, either the superfood face mask or the pumpkin peel. And if you want to do both. This one.
Look at that color. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. And this smells really good too.
Yeah, it's our most recent product. It's a pumpkin glycolic peel. So it'll give you a slight sting, which the ladies love, you know, because if they know it's working, it'll really kill those dead skin cells and just infuse a lot of great ingredients into your skin. And so you could do that for 10 minutes. And then you could do the face mask for 10 minutes or 15 minutes if you want a kind of a full beauty routine. It's
so you would do it in that order. You'd go toner, pumpkin, then mask. Okay, perfect.
Now you could skip the mask and do those once a week or every other day or whatever. But if you're doing the full like facial for yourself, which a lot of people love to do, you know, after your mask, I would then move on to your serums. And you know, the serum.
These here.
Yep. My partner Kim B always says, you know, rub up.
This is the vitamin C serum. This stuff is amazing. See if we
Yeah,
can
the
get a good,
vitamin
there we
C
go.
serum, you could use the serums anytime, but it's really brightening. It gives UV protection, in addition to all the other benefits for your skin to reduce wrinkles and fine lines. So I use that in the morning, and then I would use the collagen serum at night.
And
But
that's this one, guys. So I'm giving you guys what all of these look like. They're beautiful. The packaging is amazing too. Your branding's great.
thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you. So
And
yeah,
here's what the bottles look like, just so for those that are interested, the bottles are gorgeous.
oh, thank you.
So that's what they look like. They're amazing. And I love the fact that your company, because skincare is not cheap and good skincare is definitely not cheap. So I love the fact that you guys offer these little samples. This is a good size sample to really get a feel on whether or not you like this toner. So I love the fact that you do this. And
Yeah,
you
they'll
do it
definitely
with
last a week or
every
two.
product.
So
And
yeah,
the fact that
that's
you do it with everything, which is great. So what about this beautiful little gem here?
that.
This is just the smaller version of the collagen serum, correct? So this is the sample size.
Right.
And for most people and women watching, I know you girls know this, isn't this the size of the collagen that we normally get? Yeah. Like this is the whole bottle, but with Tribe Tokes, it's not. It's like a huge, like you'll have, this is serious. So this is the bottle sample. This is the real size. But as a dude, you may not know this, but when we buy eye serums, this is how big they are. $95 for this.
Oh yeah. The vitamin C serum, there's a similar one by maybe L'Oreal or one of the big companies, that is like $150 or $200. And ours are like between 60 and 90. And we pack so many good ingredients. And then, so you do your serum, and then I usually finish with the eye treatments. And so, if you want to do all the products, you could do the cucumber and peptide eye tightening gel. And, that really helps with the wrinkles, the fine lines, the puffiness. And then you could, after a few minutes, finish with our eye cream, which was our first product actually. And it kind of went a little viral initially when we launched it, and people rave about that product. It's just so moisturizing and it just feels amazing. We get since we make it, we get buckets of it and use it on different parts of our body. It's expensive, right? So that's why it's for your eyes. It's just so great. And so that's kind of it was a lot, but it's a quick routine. It's a rose toner, face mask, serum, and an eye treatment.
Self-care though. It's, and this is what I try to tell people. Don't discount self-care. Don't come and get CBD just because you're in pain. Why not get it to pamper yourself a little bit too? So this is self-care. It's after everything we've been through this year, a little self-care can go a really, really long way. So, and I love the fact that you talk about as a man using the superfood, because we have a lot of guys come in with skincare issues right now. They're like, I don't want to smell like fruit. And I love that this doesn't have a real perfumey smell. It's just a very mild, natural smell that's refreshing. And it's funny because we took one of the samples and I took the lid off and I just left it on the counter and had people smell it all day yesterday. And it was the men that they're like, wow, this is really nice. I can see myself using this. And I'm like, well, here you go. So that's really interesting because you really managed to get the smells right.
Thank you. The last few years, us men out there, we're starting to figure out that, what you guys have all figured out, which is you feel amazing from these products. And there's a lot of men that are starting to take care of their skin. And sometimes a way to break into it is, on a date or with their partner. And we tell people, take this superfood mask home, do it with your wife or your girlfriend, take some green selfies. It's fun, and it gets them used to doing a skincare routine or a beauty routine. But after they start doing a superfood mask and they take it off and their face just feels like butter, and they're like, wow, this is something I could do
Wait a minute.
all the
Maybe
time.
that jar was for me. That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. Here's a question. So guys talk about shaving, like the aftershave. What do you recommend for that? Do you think the toner would be a good for that burn you get after you shave too much?
Yeah, I personally kind of go, I don't mean to repeat myself, but I use the superfood mask because it's so
That's
moisturized.
so this is your go-to after razor burn.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, good to know. That's a great way for us to talk to our
But the
clients
toner
about
is another great option that my wife is obsessed with the toner, and she would probably say use the toner for sure.
Well,
You see-
women have different needs than men, so I get that. So I think the only thing that I have in front of me that we didn't talk about today was your pain cream. So there's a lot of topical pain creams on the market, like a ton. And we've already talked a little bit about how some of the ingredients can make a big difference in how your body absorbs. So what are your thoughts about your pain cream, and how do you see yourself differentiated in the arena of topicals?
Right. It's so competitive out there. And it should be because it's an important product. So we think you have to like really get it right in so many ways to have a product that stands out. And the pain cream, there's a couple parts of it. One is similar to all these products, we have the CBD, which is tremendously helpful, but we pack in a ton of other anti-inflammatories. So there's, these wild mushroom type oils, there's arnica, there's a bunch of other ingredients that really help with inflammation reduction. And then we also, what a lot of pain creams, maybe go a little too much on the menthol. We do a tiny bit of menthol and other cooling agents like wintergreen and peppermint, which give you that like immediate pain reduction cooling effect in more of like a natural, like nice way. So that's another part of it. The other part of it is that a lot of creams are in balm form, which I find doesn't do much because it doesn't penetrate your skin as well. Ours is more of a cream, and we make it in such a way, we use like these fast cooling techniques in manufacturing, and that helps with basically absorption. So that's one of the reasons why it works so well. And so just to keep it simple, it's got to have a lot of pain combating ingredients without the chemicals. If you're reading the back of a bottle, if you go to Sephora or you go to these big companies, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You can't even
pronounce
understand half the ingredients.
Right. If you can't pronounce anything, you might be in trouble with, how healthy it is, right? But
right.
At the end of the day, the product has to just speak for itself. And so, we have done, we love that product. We think it's like such an amazing product. And we work with a lot of like really people are in really severe pain. Like our claim to fame, like celebrity friend who's so amazing that promotes us without, we don't pay her. She just does so much great work for us. Is Karen Duff, or also known as Duffy. She was like the bad girl in Dumb and Dumber, back in the day, and she was an DJ. She's just so awesome, and she is like a leader of the chronic pain community. She has really severe chronic pain, and she just promotes our pain cream so much. It does like great work for her. She has like tremendous pain in her neck, and she just carries our cream around everywhere. So that's been really fun. But
we have an RN on staff who does medical massage, and I had her try it because she's been complaining of low back pain. I'm like, here, why don't you try some of this, and then let me know. Within 5 minutes, she's like, okay, not only is that smooth, but it's not greasy, so I would feel comfortable putting it on with a silk shirt or something. She goes, that's the biggest thing with topicals. You put them on, and any clothing you put on, most of the topical ends up on the clothes. She goes, I felt this absorbed almost instantaneously, and the pain was gone within minutes.
Yeah,
so
it's great
to hear a testimony like that from someone with a medical background and a massage background was really, really eye-opening for me to know how well
is so great. I love massages, and you shouldn't massage with a pain cream, but at the end of a massage, you could put it right at the end. So it'll like really put you over the edge it'll make the massage so much better.
Yeah, and make it last a little bit longer. Do you think you guys will ever get into the realm of massage oils, or better, let me ask this, even a better question. What do you think's your next level of products are? Do you have some things coming down the pipe that we can look forward to at the end of the year?
We have one coming very soon. We're always launching new products, as you might have noticed. So
Yeah.
every quarter we launch new products. And the next product, which we're excited about, is Delta 8 Vapes. We've just gotten so much of a request for it because
You got a request from me.
yeah, right. So
If
Delta 8, for people that don't know, is like the other THC molecule that doesn't get you as high, but it still gets you high,
right.
and is still legal. So people are raving about it because they just want to have, a smoking experience, and it's hard to get dispensary grade vapes. And our customers have been saying, hey guys, like, we love your CBD vapes and we know they're healthy, and we want you guys to make healthy Delta 8 for us. So we're almost done. We've really been testing, every product has to be perfect and really get it right.
Right.
So it's just about done, maybe in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be launching those. And, down the pipeline.
We'll definitely carry them here too, because you guys have some of the cleanest vapes I've ever seen. So it's really, that's why there's hundreds of companies out there, but we only carry a very limited amount, because what you put in is so important. I mean, Get Me Some Green is a lot more than green medicine. It's a green way of life. It's a green way of thinking. It's a green way of living. So we're not a store, we're a way of life. And your product fits so nicely into what our clients are and who we stand for. So thank you so much for putting so much effort into making such amazing products and bringing them to the marketplace. It's awesome. I look forward to hearing more about you. And it's so nice to know that there's other female fronted companies out there. And I know that even though you are not the females that front the company, the fact that you work for a female fronted company just proves its validity in the marketplace for so long. Women have been struggling to get into this, to any marketplace well. So knowing that there's more women in weed and more men in weed that support us, it means a lot to the industry and staying alongside of it. So thank you for making such amazing products and keeping the integrity of the industry going in the right direction, because we're all in this together. So making good products is really, really important.
Definitely. And thank you for, sharing the same philosophies and, doing stuff like this, because people want to know, break it down for me. What's going on? And, there's a lot of people out there that are healthy and they want the best stuff. And so thanks for what you're doing. And I'm fully on board with you. As I said before, I'm very lucky to be surrounded by all women. My wife is the CEO, and we support, and collaborate with a lot of women-owned businesses, which we think is really important. So thanks for doing what you're doing.
I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to bring you guys in. So for those of you watching, we are carrying a full line of Tribe Tokes products at this time. If you want samples in your local, come by and get them. Now, you guys do have your own store in New York as well, correct?
We have a pop-up store. It's kind of that's might be up for another couple months, but it's more just to take it, we were able to capitalize on cheap rents and things like that, and
so stay tuned. Like, if you guys are in New York, look for their pop-up stores when they pop up. Otherwise, I know they have a site online, we have a site online. We always match our manufacturer pricing. So if Tribe Tokes is running a sale, we'll run a sale right alongside you. It's just very important that we mirror the vendors that we partner. But if you're looking to try samples and you're in the area, stop by a Get Me Some Green store. We've got plenty of samples for you to try and take home. Greg, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. I appreciate the two women that made it. Oh, and then there's the famous pug. Hey.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful dog. Thank you so much. And then thanks to everyone out there. All right. Till next time, I look forward to talking to you again. Do you have anything else you want to add about your amazing products that we didn't cover so far?
I think we did a lot, and Archer's really the boss of the company, so that's the only
thing. Speaking of Archer, do you guys have any plans for making pet products?
We do. We have a salmon tincture coming soon.
Awesome. I look forward to bringing that in as well. we'll talk more when that comes out too.
Thanks,
Bye,
Doug.
Greg. Bye, Archer. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.